We welcome you to our meaningful meditation. This is for the first Sunday of the new month of February as we continue along in this wonderful year 2025 through the winter season here in Michigan, and we are inside again. This is our lovely Long Ridge Hall, which is a beautiful, really a home that has served us well over the years as where we have our offices and meeting rooms and has a very historic feel to it. And just kind of a comfortable feeling, and so on a cold day it's great to be with you in this place. And I wanted to just talk for a couple minutes about our theme for February in this new month as we continue along in our book Seasons of Wonder and lifting things throughout this year through the church liturgical year to be thinking about and how we use these as practices for our life. So in January we talked about the practice of truth and how God calls us to be truthful with our feelings and the ways that we interact with other people, and really hearing the truths of God as God's perspective of loving us so much. And we talked about baptism and the importance of supporting one another when we look back at the month of January. So now for February, we are going to focus on the practice of attention, and what are we giving our attention to. And she talks in the book, the author is Bonnie Smith Whitehouse, and she talks about how in this winter month of February to really discover the whole gift of contemplation and paying attention to God's presence in our life, taking time throughout the day to be talking to God and thinking about this relationship that we're living with God. And then I wanted to share a quote actually from Thomas Keating, who's a person who wrote much about paying attention to God as really a modern day mystic in his spiritual life. And so this is from his book, Open Mind, Open Heart. And he writes, "We rarely think of the air we breathe, yet it is in us and around us all the time. In similar fashion, the presence of God penetrates us, is always around us, and is always embracing us." And when we think about how this could be a difficult time in the winter months and whatever might be happening in our lives, to think about God's presence being there within us and with every breath we take to pay attention to what God's doing. And so we're going to be this Sunday on the 2nd looking at the text from the Gospel of Luke, second half really of chapter 4, as Caitlin talked about the first part last Sunday. So this Sunday I'll be looking about how the people in Nazareth, Jesus' hometown, reject him because they don't like what he's suggesting about how God's love and wholeness is for everybody, not just the pretty people, the rich people, that it's a love and an acceptance for all people. And you might recall from your Sunday school days acting out this play when they're going to take out their anger with Jesus and throw him off the cliff, and he manages to escape that. And it's really a question of the wholeness that we all are offered and how we can embrace that wholeness and also focus and pay attention to ways that we could encourage other people to feel that way and whole about themselves. So many things to consider as we start this new month of February. After the service, we will have our congregational meeting, which has a few business items, and then we also recognize our outgoing elders and deacons, and Willow, our communications staff person, is creating a wonderful video with pictures from 2024 as we review last year. So all of that, and then some delicious food to follow that in Fellowship Hall with our potluck. So we hope that you will join us on the 2nd for all of these things that are happening. Also want to remind you that on the 16th we will have an Enliven with myself and my husband Bruce sharing about our mission experience in Othan Piblanco, which is a village in Mexico. And so we hope you'll come and hear about our new friends there that we met and the lessons and experiences that we had. So those are some things for February coming up, and we appreciate so much your interest in our church and being a part of our community here at University Presbyterian Church. So blessings for your continued journey, and pay attention to God's presence in your life. Amen.